All right, what is up? It is Wednesday, it's the new year, and I said that I would put together some videos going forward for the new year. So here we are, I now have a YouTube channel. Okay, so today I traded NIO and Pfizer, and I'm just gonna go through those quickly. Okay, so I really like to trade ranges. I like to trade either a reversal back into the range or a breakout of the range. I'm much better at reversals into the range than I am breakouts, but still working on that. Okay, so when I pulled up the 60-minute on NIO, we've kind of got this situation going on. And, you know, I was looking at it earlier in the week, really hoping that it would hit 34 and I could grab an entry this level up here that I have marked. Let me show you why I have that marked. If I go to the daily chart, then you can see this sort of situation that it's got going on. So I'm looking at, and then it broke below it, and now we're kind of forming like this whole new little area down here. So I see 34 as a really good level to play off of. And I really wanted it the last, what is it? Was it Monday? A couple days ago? Yeah, I don't know what day it is anymore. Okay, so anyways, I pulled this up and you can see that NIO is in a downtrend. You know, it broke above these moving averages a little bit over here, but I still put a lot of weight like in this level. So until it like gets above 34 and the moving averages have turned up, then like I would think more of a long position. So I'm still short biased on it, and we'll get on a different chart here. Bring it out to the 15. So I'm still short biased on it, but you know, it had this huge sell-off yesterday. And it would take quite a bit to like, you know, get it back up to 34, especially because it's ATR is like $2.30, you know, like 30 cents or something like that, 2.3. So to get back to, you know, 34, we'd have to go over the ATR. So we've got to have like, you know, pretty high R vol and some sort of wild news or something like that, you know. So I'm still thinking like, okay, this is still a short, but we're not going to get up to 34 probably. So where else could I enter within this bigger range that I have marked? So if I zoom out a little bit, yeah, that works. Okay, so you can see that there's like a little bit of a range happening here. And then we've also got this guy. So this guy is also kind of the bottom of this one. Like if I draw a really sloppy line. So we've got a decent level, right? Like we'd have to get through all this stuff. We'd have to get through all this stuff just to get up to 34. So I'm thinking, okay, I could maybe get a short at one of these smaller ranges. So what I did was, let's see, let me put my trades on for you to see. Okay, so let's go to the 5. So the way I traded this was I set a limit order. So we've got this going on, right? So that's what I'm looking at. Unless I see something really crazy on like the L2, like nothing changed my mind here. Nothing yet. There was like no crazy bid stepping up. Like, you know, it was short. That's just the way it is. Okay, so pulling up a pen. Okay, so I set my limit order here in the pre-market. I set my stop loss all the way up here because I wanted it to be above this level. And to be honest, I was a little bit impatient. I really should have just actually set my order towards the top of this level, but I think because it never made it to 34 the other day and I missed a huge move on it, I was like, no, we're going to get in a little bit earlier, set a wider stop. And, you know, it is what it is. Like maybe the risk to reward wasn't as great, but you'll see that it actually was pretty great. Okay, so it literally missed my stop loss by a penny. I had my stop loss set at 31.95 and this candle right here got to 31.94. So I got really lucky. So let me zoom in a little bit. I took my first partial at pre-market high. And then I added into this bad boy, and let me show you why. Well, first, after I entered this, what I saw on the tape and on the L2 was I saw the asks stepping down. So you could see that something that I really, really like is like we're really close to a whole dollar here. So we're 32 is like up here. This line's a little bit underneath that, but you get the point. So 32 is up here. And when I see large asks on the L2 step below a whole dollar number, like level, to me, that's signaling they're not waiting for it to get above this whole dollar. They're just like, you know what, screw it, I'm getting out before this whole dollar. Like they're trying like to drop, they're dropping the ask, right? So I saw huge orders going through on the L2 at 31.90 when we were up here, and it was really struggling. So they were going through at 31.90, and it like really couldn't push. They really couldn't push, and those asks were stepping down on the L2, and I was like, okay, so like this is clearly a short. I'm already in it at this point. You know, had I not had a limit order and I would have just saw that action on the L2 and on the tape, I would have entered up here just like a market order. But since I saw that here and then had already taken a partial, I'm now looking to add because I saw all this happening up here. I'm looking for a place to add because to me that was a signal that like, okay, we're short for the day. So let's zoom out a little bit and I can show you. So the reason why I added there was, again, we've got this range right here, right? So we're at the bottom of it when it pulls back. So it sells off. I take a partial. It pulls back to it. And I'm looking to add at the pullback to the bottom of the range. And that is what I did. And then I just partialed the rest of the way down. I mean, I took probably a few more partials than I would normally take. I think, you know, like I had a red day yesterday, and I think that played into it, wanting to just like take a little bit of profit off the table. Got a higher 2-minute candle as well. So yeah, I took some partials, but my goal, my target, I got out a little early because I had a meeting I had to get to. But if you go out to the 60-minute chart, you know, I'm looking for, after I enter here, or I guess I entered there, and then I added. So now I'm looking for, okay, where is the next range? Because we've rejected that, and now we're going to go to the next one. So we're all the way down here. So I did take some partials. I'll show you this and I'll zoom in. But so, you know, I'm playing to the top of this range, and then I'm thinking, okay, well, if we lose this range, or if we lose this level here, then, you know, here's the bottom of this, but we've got all this mess to get through. But we do have value sitting here. So my all-out target was technically 30.15. I thought, okay, we'll be at the top of this value range here. I've been in it long enough. You know, I've taken most of my profit already. So when it got to this level, got close enough to it, I just hit out. But you can see it still moved a little bit. But, you know, once we're in this is kind of like this situation, right? Especially that late in the day, they got a lot of, gonna have to, so I don't know, something magical is gonna have to happen for it to move quickly through all that stuff. Yeah, oh, okay. And then so the reason why I took partials when I did a little bit earlier was, let me pull out this. Okay. This sort of situation, right? So we've got, what is this, previous day low. So I took a partial there. And then, you know, we've kind of got this area where it like shot back up through. So, okay, I'm going to take a partial close to that. And then I just waited for pre-market low, and then I waited for like 5 cents from my all out target. It was super late in the day. So that was NIO. Wow, that was winded. If you've made it this long, congratulations. Okay, one more thing. I traded Pfizer, and that was fun. Where am I? Where's my brain? Okay, so I was a big fan of Pfizer this morning. Big fan. All right, so I'm looking at this. This is my key area that I'm interested in. And then if we go over to the daily and weekly, you can see that same level that I just drew, right? So we've got, or the same range. So we've got this, and then we've got the moving averages rolling over. And like I said on NIO, once the moving averages basically cross that range level that I'm really interested in, then I'm like, okay, this is no longer a long, so now I'm interested in a short. But we've also got, this sort of situation here. Yeah. So anyways, I'm looking for a short. Hopefully you understand why. And I need some hotkeys for this pin. That is for sure. Okay. So sort of similar situation to NIO in that I was looking for a range that was closer, thinking that maybe it would struggle and not get to that level. So like I said, my main level that I'm interested in is this one, but we've got this situation, right? It was just kind of in it, and then it lost it yesterday. So now I'm thinking, okay, we've got some sort of resistance going on at this area. So what I did this morning, and I actually set out 2 limit orders. I set out one small order here. Wow, my lines. One small order here, and I set out one small order here because I was like, and they both had stops, and I thought, if this limit order gets triggered and it stops me out, okay, fine. I'll wait for the next one because this should hold, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. And all the while I'm also looking at the L2 and the tape, and making sure everything's kosher over there. Okay, so let me change this to let's do a 5-minute chart. So it was really sad at first, and then it got sad again. But it was a winning trade. But yeah, patience was good. So I had my limit order here, right? I set it in the pre-market. It popped up. It missed it by 4 cents. 4 cents. I definitely thought about chasing it, and I didn't. I talked myself out of it. So I had this move. And then I left it on. I left it on because I didn't really see anything that exciting going on over here in the volume. I didn't see anything exciting on the L2 or on the tape. And I thought, if it creeps back up to here, the bottom of this range to me is strong enough that I don't think we're going to get through it unless we see something wild and crazy over here. It's just, my opinion. Whether it was the right one or not, I don't really know. It worked out. But anyway, so I entered, and my first target was actually the opening price here, but I took a partial early because it was really actually struggling at 56. It was holding. There was a moment where I actually thought DOS froze because it was just sitting there. But it didn't. It wasn't frozen. And I was just like, you know what? I've already had a winning trade, and this is later than I really want to be entering this anyways, so I'm just going to take a partial. So I took a partial here, and then I took another partial here. Really just P&L decisions at this point. Not proud of that, but, still things to work on. And then because partial here. Yeah, and so my target was here. But because I partialed so early on this, like, to me that was early because, like, I usually hold for quite a while. Partialed early, I didn't take another one, and I didn't take this one, and, probably should have. I was really looking for 55.15 as my target, and I'll show you why. Let me just zoom out here. Go to maybe 60. Whoop. Whoa, Nelly. Oh yeah, okay. So we've got this area over here, and I'm thinking, you know, and we've got it kind of again over here. I'm thinking, okay, if we go down, we're probably going to struggle here at this top, the top of this range. So that was my target. I'm going to just go to that and we're going to call it a day. But it didn't work out that way. Not really sure what went down, but you know, stocks just do what they want to do. So zoom in here. Yeah. So, you know, I got something off the table. You know, I got this move. And then I got stopped out at, you know, wow, break even. But what's interesting, right, is that after the close, look at this guy. He just tested this, he tested that, you know. They always want to do it after hours, I swear to God. But anyways, yeah, okay. So this video is definitely long enough. Those are my trades for the day. And questions, comments, happy to hear them. And all right, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.